Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
My left ear hasn't been blown.
I never freeze.
Vagina.
What? I don't know, everything sounds funny through like the headphones.
What's up in the web? It's me, Andy, aka Android. Welcome to episode number 23 of the
23.
Spooncast, where 3 or more of your fellow spoons come together to
3 or
discuss
more.
any topic ranging from games, movies, and anything nerd culture. Joining me today, to my left, the one and only D. Wayne. The D stands for dumpling.
Dumpling.
How are you, sir? Nice shirt.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Take your
You could see it on spoon underscore.
Dragon Ball.
Underscore
Fighter.
Z.
And to his left, none other than Troopy
AKA
himself,
finish him.
aka finish him.
Choopy man.
What's up? Chupi Rasta man.
To his left,
Jamaican pops.
none other than All Day J,
The party,
the party
people.
people.
Party people.
What's up?
Party people. Party people. Happy 2018.
Ooh, yeah.
3 months later.
You're 3 months late, boy. You're 3 months late.
So, this is the first podcast, wink, wink, of 2018. Unfortunately, the Puerto Rican Badger is not here.
Due to unforeseen circumstances
Yes.
stemming earlier this year.
Yes, he is unable to walk.
He's a... So what do you call a person with one leg?
So he has both his legs.
You call a person with one leg?
Just to be clear, he has both his legs. He was in a motorcycle accident, and he had to get a rod placed through his leg due to a fractured femur. But he is recovering and doing a lot better. That's one of the reasons why we were gone for so long. Also, just a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh,
I
yes.
said it better than myself.
Oof.
But
Please
we are
wish
back.
the Puerto Rican Badger well.
Yeah, go ahead, send him some love on IG.
Badger.
Go on to spoon_fools, then you can see his name, Island Boy 787.
He was also streaming the other day. I believe he was playing Colossus, Shadow of the Colossus,
Yes.
and he says he's gonna get what you got, Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. Yeah, I mean, I still yet to play it, so
Right.
we'll get into that later.
All right. So, real quick topics. I guess I put these here, kept them here because they're pretty important to 2018 specifically. Game of Thrones
Game of
won't return
Thrones.
until 2019. Blah. That's one topic. Topic number 2. Game of Thrones creators developing new Star Wars movies.
Yep, I heard about that.
Blah.
Yep.
That's topic number 2. What do you guys think about that real quick?
The Game of Thrones
Yeah.
creators. I don't know how that's gonna work. It just seems like I don't know if they can delve into the Star Wars.
I feel like
I-
they probably can.
They-
Because Game of Thrones is basically out there, you know.
Is it
type of
gonna be?
world.
Is it gonna be like a Star Wars, like a new Star Wars, or a separate?
Yeah, it's supposed to be separate from what's happening now.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe they can do that.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Oh
it could
yeah,
work.
maybe they
I
can
think
do
it could work.
that. It's gonna be like Rogue One or something like
Yeah.
that. Oh yeah, maybe they could do that.
And I definitely would like to see like a different tone.
I actually would like to see them because I think their writing is very good.
Yeah.
So the characters will be, they're gonna develop the characters more.
Right, more developed.
Yeah, and if they do it like they did Game of Thrones, then yeah, they could definitely do it.
I feel like they could do it.
I'm surprised they're not holding off to do like something with their new streaming service that they're gonna try to launch. But
I mean, if they
You
got
never
an
know.
opportunity to do Star Wars, you
Yeah.
can't really turn that down.
right.
Yeah.
Who's gonna turn it down?
And like we said, from now on, there's not gonna not be Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You
Star
can
Wars
see
will be
that.
on for present and future generations.
Well, if you think about it, man, Star Wars came out like 1977, man. It's
73.
It's 2018.
Yeah, and it's still
Something
it's
on
still
the
kicking.
following.
Yeah, it's not gonna go anywhere.
So it's a
They developed it for
testament
kids.
to how popular the Star Wars franchise is, and you can thank the fans for keeping,
Yeah.
that popularity alive.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that because it's kind of off the subject, but it's dealing with music, but I'll tie it all back in. But basically, a lot of we were thinking about me and my friend. We were talking about hip hop and how, like, before our parents didn't listen to hip hop. Nobody. They thought hip hop
Right.
wouldn't be played on the radio, so it wasn't on the radio. So we were fans of hip hop. So all of us from our generation bought everything. I mean, every Tuesday I was buying CDs.
Mhm.
So pretty much we made hip hop to where
Right.
it is right now.
Mhm.
And it was, people can say stuff, but we're the ones that actually bought into it. Nobody listened to it.
Yeah.
Like none of the parents. So we're the ones that actually
Yeah.
bought into it. So we as fans made it where it's at right now. So the same thing goes back into Star Wars. The fans, because by the way, and we all know the story about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Said, he got a huge deal because he didn't think it was going to make any money. So they gave him profits of a certain percentage of the movie. And no one thought it was going to do well.
Yeah.
And by the way, I looked at some of the early stuff. It looked like crap. I don't know if y'all ever watched it. The ones where they were showing how it really was supposed to be. Luke Skywalker, it looked like crap. But the point is that the fans can actually make these movies, you know what I mean? And we keep it alive. So
And it comes back full circle too, because a lot of those fans then because of those movies, became like directors and creators.
and they had
So,
children.
right, and then they fed back into the whole.
Yeah.
They took their kids to watch it. So it's like a whole big thing. It's a big cycle. That's why it's important. It's important to have good writing, good stories, good movies, because if you do it right, you don't know how long it could be around.
And also taking risks, because
Yeah.
it was a huge risk. This movie, nobody wanted to get it done.
Yeah. Look, I've seen some of the early scenes. Oh my God. The guy, I forget what writer went back in and redid a lot of the stuff and took out a lot of it and switched it around, but it was looking rough. It was looking really rough. I'm like, some of that stuff did not need to be in there, and I'm glad they took it out. But it's a lot going into it, but again, they fixed it. Here we are, still talking about it in 2018. So, and we know they have one coming out in 2019. So,
And beyond.
yeah.
And talking about movies that people are talking about, Black Panther.
Woo!
The Black Panther.
Movie is great on many levels. A lot of them, people aren't going to be able to notice unless you really watch it and understand what they're trying to say. And the more I think about it, the more I like it. I spoke about it with Andy. That's why I had to go back and watch it again. It's just a lot. It's hard to pick up what Coogler is doing on all of his with his writing, but then when you look at and you go back and you see what he did, and he's just like, the guy is good. He connected dots.
Yeah.
He connected the dots. And he didn't wait, like I told Andy earlier, he didn't wait till the end of the movie to connect the dots. He connected the dots pretty within 30 or 40 minutes. Some kids, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, who's that? Is that the Black Panther? Because it started out in 1992. You're like, what? Like, what? This ain't the Black Panther,
Yeah.
But he connected it. Everything was connected. You understand? I like the backstory of it.
And also we were talking about, he was able to make a movie for two different types of audiences.
Oh yeah, which is very important. He pretty much, even if you didn't know the Black Panther story, within like 5 minutes of the movie, he gave you a synopsis of Black Panther, how they came, the tribes, etc. Right in the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was telling Andy earlier, that he was able to get his point across pretty quickly and explain it pretty quickly, and he did it. I mean, within the movie context, it didn't really disrupt anything in the movie. It was a smooth transition, and again, that's all the credits of writing. To me, the guy's a great writer. Like, I really like what he did. There's a lot of little hidden messages in there, and there's a lot of what happened in there in a fictional world that you could use in today's world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were a lot of references.
Yeah, there was a lot of
A lot of
references.
references.
Yeah, and you could tell he's kind of socially conscious about what's going on
Mm-hmm.
in the way they depict things,
And you can also tell like his upbringing
yeah,
and how his perspective is different from other people's perspective.
yeah. I just like how, like I was telling Andy, like if two people, you can't really, like you don't. One of them is a villain, but you can kind of agree with his point. They both had, Black Panther had a point,
Mm-hmm.
and Killmonger had a point. You could see why Killmonger would feel the way he felt.
Yeah, because it's relatable to a lot of people that's been in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like in this movie, like you can relate to both Black Panther and you can relate to both Killmonger.
Yeah, you can see.
So it's like in their eyes, there's like a right, like their version of right and wrong is dependent on their upbringing. So in their eyes, what they deem is right to them, and and vice versa.
Yeah.
So
But even like for it doesn't matter who their upbringing. Anybody can look at what they were going through and see right in both of their viewpoints.
Mhm.
Even if you weren't brought up in that situation,
Yeah.
you could understand it because
Exactly.
you could totally see why this person was like that. I mean, he was upset. You got to understand that kid was left there. Like I was talking to Andy about the point when he went back to his when he went under the sand, and he went back and saw his dad,
Mhm.
and
I think both of them did. Which one are you talking about?
Killmonger.
Okay.
And he was talking to his dad, and his dad was like, "No tears for me,"
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, he's like, 'cause
People
his
die
dad-
every day.
Yeah, he said, "Yo, everybody dies," like it was just like, it kind of like gave you an idea of his mindset, because all the people
And his world.
yeah, in his world, because everybody around him was dying, and people was around him dying. It just gave you like I said, it made you desensitize you to people's death.
Mhm.
Like you just became like, oh, everybody dies, it's no big deal, and it.
Especially given like his job, like he was in the military. He's been in this
Yeah,
and that,
that's
so it's-
exactly what it was. I mean,
that
from a kid,
became normal to him.
yeah, it became normal, and he was putting marks on him.
Yep.
Everybody he killed, and it gave you a perspective, because if you're a kid, but it started from his childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was trying to get another message across. Like, I didn't even think about this, but if you're a kid and that's all you see, and you become an adult,
Mhm.
then that explains why you act certain ways, because that's all you know as a kid. You've seen people dying, so you just take dying as life as nothing.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that's probably another message he was getting across in the movie, because all this started when he was a kid. I mean, his dad was killed. He's up there. He's gone. He's by himself. It's like,
And the fact that he then blames his own father for creating that monster.
yeah. T'Challa, I mean, pretty much it was his fault. His
Yeah.
father's fault.
Mhm.
They left him there. I mean, it was just, it was well written. And again, a lot of this stuff you have to watch it like twice to kind of, unless you really sit back and think about it and go, like I've been just sitting back trying to think about it, like, okay, what about that part? What about that part? And every time
And
I
there's
think
so
about
many
it,
angles to look at it from
oh
too.
yeah, like I just thought of that angle down, because it just
Yeah.
shows, because really that can refer to black youth today. Like they grow up, they see death, and they
Mhm.
grow up repeating the same stuff that
Yeah.
they see. But it lets you realize, are they really the villain, or are they the victim?
Yeah.
Because some of these people are victims, like
And is
They
it
become a product of their
and is it
Yeah.
nature or nurture? Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So this guy was just running around and he's upset because you gotta you have Wakanda. They could have done something about it. They did nothing about it.
Mhm.
He left them there. People dying. They had the technology to come save them. Nothing. They left them there. They left a child there. Like, of course you're gonna be mad.
Mhm.
I mean, that's pretty much why his rage. He didn't realize that he was there. He didn't realize that he was planning to kill him. Like he had been plotting his whole life to kill him.
Mhm.
So he was, when he get in there, he was fighting a guy that he had rage. There was nothing he could do. So it was just a lot in that movie that again,
And the fact that Black Panther was the exact opposite of that.
yeah,
You know, raised in the complete opposite of that. You know, with his dad, by his dad, always by his side.
yeah,
You know, and like you said, you know, I brought up a point that there were people talking about that they had an issue with Black Panther because he didn't have any flaws.
oh yeah,
But then you brought up the point where his flaw was that he was like sheltered too much,
yeah,
and that he was naive.
yeah. He was he was very naive, like, and it's because he was so sheltered that he didn't know, like. Pretty much, he could have made decisions to do, but he didn't know because his father had him sheltered the whole time.
Right.
He could have gone out, even when he was trying to, he could have gone out and done something. They're like, no, we don't need to do this. We're Wakanda, and you can understand his point because if we go out there and you save them, then you know you're gonna probably get colonized. And people are gonna try to come get you.
Yeah.
I mean, people were already trying to get vibranium. That's what Claw was doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you could understand his point, but you gonna let all these people die? Like, you know, you could have saved them.
Yeah,
You're just back
turn
here.
the eye.
You know, so he had like internal conflicts, and plus he didn't know what his father had done. You know what I mean? He found out. He was upset when he found out. His father, like I brought up the point where his dad was like, it's hard to be a good man and a king.
Hmm.
And again, it's another connected dot situation.
Yeah, because in the moment you don't really,
You don't know what
You
his
don't-
father had done.
yeah.
You didn't know that his
you
father.
just hear it and you're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you find out and it's like, okay, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's why he said that. Like he knew what he had done,
Yeah.
and
And I also think he knew by telling him that eventually he was gonna find out,
Yeah.
and kind of letting him know like, hey, you know, sometimes you may make the wrong choice or something, or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
may have to make the choice that's not to
Popular.
you, right?
yeah. Sometimes you have to make the unpopular choice.
And again, all of this is relatable to everybody. Like you put
Yeah.
yourself in any one of these characters' shoes,
Yeah.
you see you see like their mindset, how everything is, you know, decision wise. Like to T'Challa, the decision he had to make. Put yourself in those shoes. Like it's not an easy choice, but he
Yeah.
made one choice. You have to choose one or the other, and each one is a hard one. No, but
Right.
since like
It's
in this
not black
case,
and white.
exactly. There's like a very little gray area where there's like, you know, where you can't really choose, but you have to choose.
Andy made a good point. He was like, when he was talking to him, he was like, could have been king of something. He was like, no, I'm king of Wakanda. I'm not king of the
All
world.
right, because he was saying how, you know, he brought up a point where he's like, you know, everyone basically came from Africa, and then what else did he say?
Killmonger, you're talking about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that.
And then Black Panther's like, well, you know, I'm not king of the world. I'm king of Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to say like, that's
not them. That's not me.
that's not.
But he did, again. That's a flaw too, a character flaw too. Like
Yeah.
people say they didn't have flaws, but he did have flaws. They were subtle flaws, but they were flaws. You know, like he felt like because they weren't in Wakanda that he didn't have a responsibility.
Right. But if
And-
you have the power to fix something,
Yeah.
to fix something, and you turn your eye to it, then
Yeah, turn a blind eye to it.
aren't you know how much a fault are you
I mean,
too?
if you look, like they said, if you sometimes silence is acceptance. I love that because
Yeah.
it's so true.
Mhm.
Sometimes by saying nothing, it's like you're saying you're accepting it.
Yeah.
And it's the conflict. Like, and again, people say he didn't have a flaw, but he knew he had a flaw. That's why he went to the end. If you watch the end, he went in and said, "Look, we're going to start helping people. You know,
Mhm.
we're going to bring our technology," because he knew that it was a flaw. Like, you know, and that wasn't his fault necessarily. All his fault because his father was the king.
Mhm.
But he knew that it was something wrong, and he had the same view his father had, which of course he's going to have the same view,
Right, 'cause that's
the
all
way
he knew.
Yeah, that's all he knew, and that's how he was brought up. Like Black Panther, man. The more
But
you
it's
like,
probably like his decision for that was out of fear, I guess. Because
Right.
remember, like he said, if the world knew of the technology of Wakanda, then
Yeah,
they'll come here
yeah.
and colonize all
yeah,
that.
they were
and
colonized. That's the same thing. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Was that they didn't want to be colonized, and, they knew what
And he
going
was
on.
that loyal to Wakanda. Just like, by the way, what was her name?
Shuri.
The general.
I don't know
Oh,
what
I
you're
forgot her
talking
name. Yeah.
about. Tabitha Michonne from Wakanda.
Right.
I forgot her name. I can't think of my head.
Shuri.
She's also, you know, at fault with that. She's so loyal to the throne
Yeah.
that it didn't matter who was on the throne.
She's gonna kill her own.
Right.
boy.
Yeah.
Like,
And I brought up the point where that his father had that same mentality where what he did to his brother because of he was gonna shoot was it his
that was his
to
spy.
him
no, but they were related.
were they related? Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Something I forget which it was.
I don't think they. I think.
But I know he was a spy.
Yeah, I think that was like the extent of the relationship. I think.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, it's just those two brothers, and the other was a spy. Yeah.
But the fact that he would do that because the other one betrayed Wakanda.
Wakanda, yeah.
So he was loyal to Wakanda at the end, no matter what.
Yeah, almost loyal to a father. He was so loyal to Wakanda that he killed his own brother.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy.
But then when you look at a character like Claw, like what he was using the technology for,
Yeah.
because he knew what Claw was using the technology for, so it's kind of like, again, it's that hard choice. Like, okay, this your brother. He betrayed Wakanda, but like you have to take action. And then he was about to shoot like what's his face, like the spy, and then he ended up being saved. So again, this is those tough decisions you got to make on the fly.
Yeah, but that's a very tough decision because that's his
Yeah.
brother.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, like,
Now, was killing him necessary? Because if he could move that fast, I'm pretty sure he could have I feel like he could have taken the gun away from him.
I think it was more than that, though. I think he
felt betrayed.
the fact he pulled out the gun
Yeah.
to him was not acceptable.
It's a king.
Yeah.
He's a king, so you
Yeah.
can't really do that.
Yeah, because he already gave him his order to go back, and the fact that he pulled out his gun to him was like, that's it, he's
Yeah.
done. Like, there's no returning from that.
That's not judgment, bro. Like,
But again, that's how loyal he is.
yeah.
It's just the more you think about the movie, like again, you realize, oh, it's good. It's better than I thought. Like the more I like sit back, like put it this way, when I went to watch it on Thursday, I definitely think it's better than what I seen on Thursday. Now I think it's much better because you understand a little bit more the more you think about it.
Mhm.
'Cause
The more you unwrap it.
yeah, you start to absorb it, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is, and you're like, oh man, it's good. You realize it's kind of like its own world. There's a lot of issues in there. It's just a lot. I mean, people make a big deal about the women. I mean, I get it. I mean, women in strong roles. I mean, I just thought the acting was good. Not necessarily, it was a woman protecting, but it's good to see different things. And again, like I was telling Andy too, like, when I was a kid, I dreamed about superheroes. It was like Superman, Batman. It wasn't really black superheroes that I was aware of. Apparently, they were out. Black Panther was out, but
They weren't mainstream.
yeah, they weren't mainstream, and I didn't know about that.
It was Black Panther, Falcon,
Yeah.
War Machine.
Yeah, actually, Black Panther was before all of them. To be
Yeah.
honest, yeah. But I didn't know about them. They weren't mainstream. So now, like the little kids, maybe not me, but little kids now, they can go, oh, you know what? When they fantasize about a superhero, they have one like Black Panther to think about. And it's good to be inclusive as long as it's actually the way it is and it's like organic. You know what I mean? I don't like when they force it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, nothing like that. But I like it, and it's good, and it's a different dynamic. I just like what he did. I like what he put into it. I like the fact that he was thinking when he did it. You could tell he was more like he was conscious when he was doing it. He wasn't just doing a movie and blah blah blah. We're gonna kill this person. We're gonna kill this. Like I said, the villain actually had a backstory. A lot of people are saying that this is the best villain in Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Talk about Killmonger.
A lot of people have said that, and I'm like, I can see where they're coming from because Age of Ultron, this guy, it comes from nowhere. And then these guys come from nowhere. Thanos, hopefully Thanos will be pretty good. I think he will be, but who knows? But again, we don't know anything about the other villains. Like they kind of pop up and they don't have a backstory. This guy has a backstory, and you can relate to it, and you're like, oh god, this guy's like, he's not killing everybody for no damn reason. Like this guy has a story, and there's a reason why he's doing what he's doing,
And the fact that you almost
you're
don't know
empathetic.
you don't know whose side you're on.
Yeah, you don't know because you're like, man, you see what
And
happened.
they both have point. He has a good point.
Of course. He was like, burn it all.
And by the way, that's one thing I wanted to bring it up. That even Black Panther, like the fact that he accepted
Oh yeah.
his challenge
He did
alone,
not have to accept that
he
challenge.
didn't. He could have just, because even his own mom was like, get rid of him. Like he almost had the council's approval to just get rid of him, and he could have just walked out, and that would have been the end of it.
Yeah, but he knew who he was, and he was
Right,
Black
and the
Panther,
fact
so
that
felt
he
like
had-
owed it to him.
Yeah, he
to
owed
accept
it to
Exactly.
him.
He
He was
owed
like,
it to him.
he knew it. He was like, you know what, this guy, because he was upset when he found out.
Mhm.
He was like, you left the kid there? Like, it's just, I mean, I don't know how you do that. Me personally, I don't know how you do that. You just leave a kid there and don't even go back for him. You have technology, but he knew if he took the kid back, he'd have to tell him to just kill him, blah, blah, blah. It'd be a big story.
Yeah.
It would create a big problem.
Mhm.
So rather than do that, he tried to make, he tried to make the easy decision. And I get where he's coming from. I get it.
Mhm.
But you leaving a kid, you could have taken a kid. Like, you could have made up any story. You were lying anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
But then that's the thing. Like you would have to continue a lie
Continue that,
regardless.
yeah.
Because how easy would it have been? Like, all right, we take this kid.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I killed your dad.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah. But he was
I
lying.
feel
anyway.
like he created the monster the minute he killed his dad.
Yeah.
So
Well-
either way, like,
Well, he created a monster as soon as he left him there, because he may have created a monster, but if you would have taken him, then
I don't know, like
it
even
could
if
have been
like
different.
like even if you were to take the child back to Wakanda, like how do you tell the child that like you're the one that killed his dad and you gotta tell him the reason for it? Like at the end of the day, that's
I
still his
feel like
father.
by the way you bring him up and everything, you tell him, and you explain it to him, and you tell him the situation. He
But
may
see, you could
understand.
do all of that. Exactly, you could do all that, but it's up to the
Still
child.
Yeah,
it's up to the child how he
ultimately-
takes it.
Yeah, it's ultimately it's up to the child, but
If any, like he could probably just play along with it, and then he still hold that grudge, and then when he finally comes to like that time to do king or whatever, he would probably like unleash all that inner anger and this and that. So I feel like either way,
Yeah.
the possibility that he could have came out different, but at the same time, I feel like the end result probably
either
would
way would have been the same. Yeah.
I feel like the end result would probably been more likely than the same.
The difference is that he wound up dying anyway. He got blown up and what's the name? So you never know what could have happened.
I was reading up on something today too that there may be a chance that he can come back too.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he could have saved him. Like they could have saved him. He didn't want to be saved. He said he didn't want to be in bondage.
Yeah.
I mean, but they probably can still save him.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me if they saved the claw. It wouldn't even surprise me.
I'm sure they would
They're-
use
they're
stones
on
for
Wakanda.
that, though, right? Or do you think they'll use the technology?
I think. Well, remember, technically, the scene where Black Panther's kind of in the snow and goes back to that other realm.
Mm-hmm.
He's technically supposed to die there, right? And that he refuses
yeah?
to.
Oh yeah.
Remember, he's like,
I'm going back.
I can't go back knowing. No, I can't.
I can't stay here.
I
knowing-
can't stay here knowing that, what so and so. I forget what the exact line.
That's
Right.
because at the time Killmonger was king.
Yeah.
So he cannot be here knowing that Killmonger was king.
Yeah.
And knowing that we could do. Yeah. I remember that.
So he almost chooses to go back.
Yeah.
But
so
at the
there
same
may
time,
be a
that-
way.
No longer could do the
I don't
same.
know because what's it called the gorilla dude. He said when they asked him why is he in snow, he said that's the only thing that's keeping him alive.
Right. Yeah.
Temper, like for the time being. So technically, he was still alive. If he wanted to, he could have
Right.
accepted his death.
Right, exactly.
then-
That's what I meant.
Like in the case of Killmonger, he accepted it, but like if he's dead, like how do you bring him back? Unless you use, I'm assuming, will have to be a stone. I would think.
Or it could be anything, man. Because I mean, they burned up the stuff, but you don't know what happened.
Yeah.
You don't know who took it. What's her name? Took some of them. We know she took something before he burned everything down. Anyway.
Oh, she took one of those king flower things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she used it on the Black Panther.
Mhm.
But you never know what they could do. Anything. You never know what was done.
And I'm sure if
Because
that
the
grew, I'm sure
yeah,
more
they
could
could-
grow.
the technology could. They had the technology to probably figure it out. But
But yeah.
I liked M'Baku too. Thought his character was good. Thought he did a good job.
Baku, that was the gorilla one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was telling Andy in the theaters, he reminded me of Bruce from Shadow of War.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't like if you play the game, you know who I'm talking about. But like,
Oh, yeah?
Baku's character was basically just like him. If you play the game, like you see the resemblance instantly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoyed his character.
Yeah, it was, I mean, again, like I said, if you're gonna go, if you see Black Panther, I suggest that you watch it twice. I mean, it's
And that's
not-
another story there too, that they were kind of shunned from their village to
Oh,
go live
yeah.
out into the mountains.
Oh yeah. They had their own. They were like praying to their own. Like they had their own stuff. They lived outside of Wakanda. They had different values and
They were views as far as the technology and stuff.
Yeah,
that
they were definitely different.
And that's another thing too. That's a whole other story there, another world there.
Even stated when
Yeah.
Black Panther then went over there, he's like, the king comes to his
Oh,
place
yeah.
for the first time like in decades, or I forgot the exact number, but he said decades for sure. But yeah, man, like
They hadn't even been up there.
I know.
And the
people-
fact that he's also very, you could have easily just said, okay, when they brought him the fruit, easily just taken it. But then the fact that he knew that he owed him, the life debt,
Yeah.
it shows that he's very loyal or.
He's appreciative of what happened. He saved. Remember, he saved his life too, because he could have.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that he owed him the life debt.
Yeah, that's
So-
what he was saying. Like I owe you because you saved my life. So
Yeah.
And by the way, while he was doing it, he's like, "Look, they need you. They need you." Like he was telling them while he had him in that lot.
Mhm.
People need you. People need you. So
And then the point when he brings up when he's like, "Oh, out of all of these kings, and you're the first one to say us,"
yeah.
that they never were included before.
Yeah.
Mm.
Shut. It was a lot of again. It's a lot.
Yeah.
You definitely need to watch it twice, man. Or else you're gonna miss it. But the good thing is, like when it comes on cable, I think it has good replay. You know what I mean? You'll be able to watch it more than once.
Mhm.
It's rewatchable. So it's good. But
And what about Claw?
I was about to say, he's to me would like possibly breakout character.
Yeah, he was totally a
that's
breakout
why
character.
this guy, man, I've never seen that.
Like there's like in movies, like there's always, especially in Marvel movies, there's always that one character that's gonna stick out of like the typical cast members.
I,
Claw was that character.
I don't know why more people are not talking about the Claw. It's his world.
That
like,
unfortunately, that's the story of his life.
Yeah, he's in everything.
He's in everything and gets no appreciation for any of
I,
it.
I think
Andy
they respect.
Serkis.
I think they respect him a lot because
Oh,
they
I'm
wouldn't
sure
be,
they
they
do.
wouldn't be
Absolutely.
putting him in all these movies. I mean, these blockbuster movies, by the way. Like the movies he's in are like blockbusters.
But
He's
how many
definitely
how many
like-
awards has he won?
Maybe
That I
one.
know of, maybe
I'm not
one.
even sure.
Maybe one, because
For
there's
Lord
no,
of the Rings.
Yeah.
and it's a lot of times because there's not really a set specific recognition for
For
people.
his type of casting.
There's
Right.
hardly recognition for motion capture.
Motion
too.
capture.
That's what
yeah.
he's known for.
Yeah, he's known for motion capture. Yeah. I think he even played on Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, he was
Caesar.
Caesar all three movies.
He was Caesar, the main
Wow.
ape. Yep.
hmm
And have you seen the last one?
No, I still have yet to see the last one.
my God.
I'm gonna watch it. I keep forgetting. I gotta write
Have
this
you
stuff
seen it?
down because I want to watch the last one. I heard it was
Did
good.
you ever see it?
War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you?
I didn't see it all the way through.
Damn.
I really like that movie.
That one,
I-
one character we were talking about that
Oh,
says always in that movie is
that
that
one-
ape.
that's
I forgot the name of it. That one ape. Like,
That ape.
That ape.
That ape.
No, but like if you watch War of the Planet of the Apes, like actually if you watch all three movies, again it's almost like again like Black Panther. Like you there's this like Annie said, like it comes full circle. Like if you watch,
Oh, yeah?
if you
I
watch,
know it comes full circle.
so like, if you watch what's the name? The Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, right?
Dawn? No, Rise.
Right, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. If you watch that all the way through, going to the like especially like at the end of the movie in the credits, like they show the credits, but in the background they show like like specific things, whatever, almost like Game of Thrones,
Okay.
like in the beginning. Like that's the first thing I caught. The first time I saw the movie at the end was like how they showed how like the disease travels and how it eventually becomes the world of Planet of the Apes eventually. And then you watch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and then when you watch War of the Planet of the Apes, like you understand from from the apes' perspective, and then you understand from humanity's perspective. Like again, everything comes full circle. I would say definitely check it out.
So I should watch all three of them again. I mean, I really liked the first one. The second one was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but third one, like,
But I thought it was different. I was mad because Franco wasn't in it.
Yeah, he's not. Well, he wasn't in the second one either.
No, he wasn't in the second one. I know. I was mad
No.
Yeah.
when we went to the second one and Franco wasn't in it.
they showed.
They
like,
showed
a
a video.
clip.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
showed
I
that
followed
video.
But that was about it.
Yeah, the third one, he's didn't even.
But yeah, like watch. In my opinion, War of the Planet of the Apes. It was like the title was somewhat misleading. I feel like
I don't think so. I think
I'm gonna check it out.
yes and no,
yes because
because
based
the
off the title,
war
Wait a
was
minute, shouldn't it
within.
be coming on cable by now?
It should be.
I think so.
I don't fucking watch TV. Probably he's on HBO or something.
The war was inside of Caesar himself.
Yes,
Between-
I gotta, don't tell me because I gotta watch it. I'm gonna
Alright.
watch it. Don't even say.
twist.
But Andy Serkis, woo!
Yeah, going back to Andy Serkis. Yeah.
God, this guy.
Yeah, like if you know of his work, you appreciate him a lot more. Then when you
But
see,
can I say something though? I know of his work.
that's what I'm saying.
But this role here, like,
That's another thing.
it
Like
just stood out for me. I was like, oh my god, this guy's good. I'm
it's
like,
not because it's not only that. You know, he's not like someone. Well, even though it's motion capture, but he's never playing like the same character.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe King Kong Caesar, but but for the most part, like they're all different characters with different emotions and different, I don't know, different personalities. And this one,
But you know, I think that helps with the motion capture too, because like you have to put like, especially like going
Right.
back to Planet of the Apes, you got to portray specific faces for the motion capture to work. I think with that background, if he's able to do that, he can portray that like,
Right.
even with regular acting without
Right.
motion capture, he could portray that and convey it to you, to the audience.
because in a lot of like Planet of the Apes, it's almost all about his eyes too.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can
I'd say,
portray a lot like through your eyes alone, imagine what you can do with your whole body.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, this guy, man, it was just great. He was like, I mean, when I just saw it, I was like, this dude is just, man, I was impressed, man.
And also, like, if you see him in interviews as a regular person, and then you see how he is, for example, like in Black Panther, like
So
night
different.
and day, bro.
Because he's a
Like,
good,
Yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
a great actor.
Just
Like,
turns it on.
I mean,
Yeah.
when I saw that dude walk in there, when they were in the museum, and he was like, go ahead, run. He said, you could go. And the guy runs, he shoots him,
Mhm.
and I'm like, man, the dude was, cause I was thinking the same thing that
Yeah.
that Killmonger was. I was like, look, I'm like, why'd he shoot him? You know what I mean? I was like, why'd he shoot? He said,
It was good to spread out the crime scene.
yeah, good to spread out the crime scene, man. We gotta look like, we don't want to look like an amateur. Professional. I mean, it was just funny because it was like, he's killing someone, but he was making it funny. It was like humor. And it was just like,
And there was methodical behind it too. Like,
yeah.
you know?
And again, when they went to the South Korea or whatever, and he was in the club, and like, that's my favorite scene when he's in there. He was like, you guys making, what do you say? You guys making a mixtape? And he's
It's
like,
like, oh, you got a mixtape?
yeah, you got a mixtape. He's like, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, get him
Get
the
him the
sound
sound
file.
file.
Like, he's like, I don't want to hear your mixtape. 'Cause they were trying
I'm
to
just
sell
making
my
a
millions.
reference of your entourage.
Yeah. Oh man, it was just hysterical because this dude's like, yeah. He's all talking, and I mean, and just the way he's acting in there, and he's like making a brain that's little, like, it just was
No,
believable.
but I think like he wasn't even trying to be like, oh, I made it rain.
Yeah. Oh,
And also when he got captured too, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that was fucking. I enjoyed that part.
yeah.
Like he made a joke out
What
of
is
literally
love?
everything.
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Oh, it was just in there singing. And the way he explained everything in there, he's like, go ask your friend out there. You know, it was just like, his acting was just good. You know, it was just good. And you could tell he was like a little crazy. You know, you could
Yeah,
tell he was
yeah.
crazy.
Mhm.
And it was funny because he was just laughing. Everything was funny there. He was like, when they broke him out of there, it was just like, you could tell, like, this guy is just, he's crazy.
He's definitely like a character that lives in the moment, like
Yeah.
every day, and you know. So yeah.
The chase scene when they jump in the car and like they're chasing away, and
Oh.
he goes to the guy. What is this? A funeral? Put on some music.
Oh yeah, I mean, he just had a bunch of great lines in it, and I like the lines that they gave him. I mean,
Yeah.
I really like the lines they gave the guy. I'm like, it was crazy. They all walked through the metal detectors. It's like,
And I wouldn't be surprised if he like ad libbed all those lines. Like those were just in the moment. Like,
Yeah,
he
I
just
was,
about
I
to
was
say.
wondering if he ad libbed
Yeah.
some of
I
them.
was saying, like, I feel like a lot of those were improv, like
Yeah.
by him.
I was wondering that too. I'm like, I wonder if he actually just, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
because it fit the characters so well.
Yeah.
I can't imagine someone writing that. Like, it was just too natural. Like,
Yeah, it
too.
is.
Yeah, get him a sound. Get him a SoundCloud.
And he's dead
Yeah,
serious.
he's like,
Yeah, just give
he
him
was like, I don't want to hear your mixtape. Oh man, it was funny, man. I mean,
And I like the differences between, you know, Killmonger and him, where, you know, Claw is basically just trying to sell.
he's trying to make.
He's just
money.
trying to make money.
Yeah, he's
He
trying to
doesn't
make
care.
money.
He's just trying to sell it to the highest bidder. Doesn't care how he gets there. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And, you know, Killmonger, of course, you know, has this whole plan, you know, this whole deep rooted plan of, you know, he has this path that he's going through. But yeah, there is this question of why
how did he find Wakanda?
he's even with Claw in the beginning, like,
Oh, yeah, we discussed this.
yeah. Now, when you watch it again in your second viewing, try to,
Figure out why he's with Claw.
because I didn't think that through until after seeing it.
The only thing I could think of is he knew that vibranium came from Wakanda, and if this guy, you know,
And Claw was connected. to
yeah,
it.
and Claw was somehow connected with that, so he figured that was his way to Wakanda. That's the
Right.
only thing that I could think of, really. And I know he thought that he was his way to
Yeah.
Wakanda, but he shot him. So
Yeah,
it's
that's the thing. Me and my friend were talking, and we were thinking there must be some deleted scene or something where, like, he tells them how to get there, or before, like, they get in, or
yeah, maybe something cut from it.
right. Maybe when they're getting in the plane, he already put in the coordinates, or something. Something has to be there.
Yeah,
That's that little piece that's missing.
yeah, because I was confused by that. I'm like, how did he find it? And, you know, I'm like, it's something.
Yeah, there is
Right.
definitely something.
I don't know. I feel like he knows of Wakanda. Like, he knows where it is. Like, you could tell, like, in the movie, it's a national thing. Everyone knows where Wakanda is. They just don't know exactly everything behind Wakanda. I just feel like, when we're talking about it, I feel like,
I don't think that Wakanda was hidden.
no, like, the true Wakanda was in, like, all that technology shit, but, like everyone knows about Wakanda.
The
Like,
area of Wakanda is known, just not
known to the outside world as a third world
Right.
country. So, you know, that's well known amongst everybody. Of course, Killmonger knows otherwise. If he knows that, I figured he knows. It also when he brought Claw's body back to Wakanda, he knew that they were looking for Claw
Yeah.
for all these years, asking why they were those two were together. I feel like they were. It was almost like a, you scratch my back, I scratch your back.
Yeah,
Where
until he didn't need him anymore.
exactly, I feel like he wanted Claw to take him to Wakanda because he could take, like, if he were to go with Claw alive, you know, there you go. He has his reputation, this and that. But since he had to kill him, then I think he just rather him take Claw alive rather than having to kill him. As you remember, before his death, Claw was trying to negate or trying to, like, stop from going to Wakanda because he knew, oh, you know, you can't just go into Wakanda and this and that. I think Killmonger, like, he didn't really care. You know what I'm saying? He just wanted. I think
Killmonger probably knew the only way he could get him to Wakanda, he
Was
could get
with
him
Claw.
with the claw. Yeah,
exactly, like, he'd take him out. Like, I feel like he was gonna betray Claw at the moment they get to Wakanda. Like, there you go. Now that would be his ticket into Wakanda. Like, if he was, like, again, if you, like, when he was dead, you saw how they treated him, all in cuffs and this and that. Like, who is this person? Who is that person? Oh, I don't believe you. I don't believe you in this and that. So I feel like if he brought him alive, I feel like the treatment would have been different. But nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? He still had access to Wakanda.
they would have never trusted him
Yeah.
because they would have been like he's with Claw.
Mm-hmm. So that was.
So he might not have even had a chance to get to become king if he went in there with Claw. They
Or
would
he may
never
not
trust
even
him.
get access to Wakanda without Claw. Because if he just go in there and tells them, if he goes in there without Claw and tells them, oh, I'm so and so, I'm one of the rightful heirs to this and that.
Yeah, he
they're not gonna
definitely
believe
was
him.
using Claw as a
As an
as a
access.
means to get in.
Yeah. So I feel like that's the reason for the pairing. And Killmonger's, you know.
But
case.
I still don't understand. Like, it doesn't tie in. How did he know how to get there?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't tie in.
Wasn't it like in one, like, when he was in the dream state, when he's talking to his father, Like, oh, you told me, like, he told him about Wakanda, or he found a journal or something like that. He was telling him stories about it.
It could be.
Wakanda existed, but I don't think he knew where it was, how to get there.
Yeah,
His father
especially
never
not.
took him.
I'm sure his father told him something because he had the thing.
Yeah, he had that.
Not everyone. I'd imagine that isn't normal. The whole lip thing.
No, he tells him, yeah, I gave you the key, and that's what he's talking about. Like it's given to them. Like
Mhm.
you have to have that branded onto you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. If you watch it again,
Yeah,
just
I'm
keep
gonna
an
try.
eye
I'm
on
gonna
that.
try. Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
And I don't remember exactly when that whole scene when he's like getting in the plane. Like I don't remember exactly the conversation that happened there. Like if he was saying if Claw was like gonna take him, but then like changed his mind at the last minute. I don't remember.
Yeah,
All I remember was like Claw was like he was trying to not get to Wakanda.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I don't remember if the plan was kind of like they were gonna go, but then at the last minute, Claw was like, "No, you don't want to go there," and like changing his mind about it at the last minute.
I think he probably changed. I thought he was just like lying to Killmonger the whole time, just for
Yeah, I can
Killmonger's
see
help,
that.
with the assist.
yeah.
Isn't that like I said? Like you scratch my back, I scratch your
Yeah,
back.
maybe he killed him just because he felt like he betrayed him, like because he was supposed to go to Wakanda, and when he found out that he was lying to him, he wasn't going to take him to Wakanda,
Mhm.
and he killed him because he felt like he was lying. I don't know. I got.
But that's the part I
Either
don't
way,
remember.
yeah.
I don't remember if he was saying he was gonna take him or not.
Yeah, I think he might have been saying he was going to take him to Wakanda.
I think it might have been like part of their agreement.
Yeah.
For the pairing.
And he goes,
Yeah.
"You don't want to go to Wakanda.
Yeah.
You can't get into Wakanda." Blah blah blah.
So either way, like Killmonger needed Claw, dead or alive, preferably
Yeah.
alive, but there you go.
But I got to figure it out. I'm gonna go look at it tomorrow, and then I'll go from there. You know.
So Black Panther broke the record by taking in 242 million in North America from Friday through Monday. 59% more than Deadpool, and as Disney announced Tuesday, enough for its Marvel flick to rank as the second biggest 4-day opener of all time. Only Star Wars The Force Awakens opened stronger with a 4-day total of 288 million.
Wow.
Also read an article like Black Panther
So
broke
that's
a whole
pretty
bunch
big.
of records. Not just
Yeah.
that, but a whole bunch of records. Like I can't even remember.
Well, you know what that means. Can't say that if you have a black director and a black cast, that won't make any money anymore. You can't use that
Yep.
excuse anymore.
Mhm.
I was talking to Andy. I was like, look, if you have good writing and good storylines and good actors, doesn't matter. They could be Asian, you know what I mean? Black, Spanish, any race, any ethnicity. If the story's good, it's gonna work. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna go watch it.
And if the studio has
The budget, the financial backing.
gives them the actual
Yeah, we
the
were
real
talking about
budget.
that.
That's what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
Yeah, if they actually really support it, like they gave this
like
guy
a
$200 million.
blockbuster budget.
They'll say, "Oh, here you go, do it," but then they give them no money, which is
Yeah.
what they normally do. And usually, what they do is they give people low budgets, and then the people actually make money. It's almost like you're set up for, yeah, we'll do it, but we don't really believe in you, so we're
Right,
just
so
going to
we'll-
give you this
Mhm.
little bit of money. We'll see what you do. They know that it's pretty much set up for failure. You're set up to fail. But which Google, I heard he's pretty much all his movies have been like he's succeeded. You know what I mean?
Creed, I think, was
Yeah,
one of his
Creed.
movies.
Everyone likes Creed. Everyone's a big fan of Creed, man. Like people
Gene said he
really-
didn't like it though.
what? Everybody. Listen, I had a white guy call me. He was like, "Yo, man, I just got out of Creed, man. I'm so pumped up. I mean, this dude was so pumped
Yeah.
up. He said he loved it. He said, man, I don't know what to do, man. I'm just pumped up. I just watched Creed. He's calling me, talking. I'm like, yo, we talking about Creed? Like, I was like, because I'm like, maybe, I don't know if we're talking about the group. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but no, he was talking about
The
Creed.
group.
Yeah.
Wait, are they getting back together?
I don't know. I'm not
He was
Scott
pumped
Stapp.
up to
Man.
Creed. I can,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, man. I'm like, but he was just like, he was going bananas. I hadn't watched Creed yet when he told me that, and I was like, man, but But it was good. He's able to get this out of his characters, and again, he has a lot of the same. He casts a lot of the same characters in his movies, like the way Christopher Nolan does. You like Michael B. Jordan is like he's pretty much in all his movies. Actually, I think he's been in all 3 of the movies. Yeah, he's been in the other one that first one that he came out with, Fruitville or whatever.
Fruitville Station.
Is that pretty good? I never seen it.
I heard it got a lot of
Yeah, I
nominations.
heard it was very good.
Yeah.
And then he was in Creed, and now he's in Black Panther now. So I like when you know, a lot of directors and everybody does that. Christopher Nolan,
Yeah, they
especially.
always have like that one.
They have
That
Tom
one
Hardy.
go-to actor, you know.
They have Tom Hardy, the Killian dude. Like he has a lot. Joseph Levitt Gordon. A lot of the same people.
Talk about Nolan for them, right?
Nolan, yeah, he has a lot of the same people, but he goes to other people too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's very, very talented. But I like that, and to see it a young director. By the way, Coogler's 31, I think. I think he's like 31. Is Coogler like 31? I think he's 31. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm like,
One thing that I like too is that how humble he is. I don't know if you guys saw. I don't know if you guys follow Marvel and Disney on IG, but
Yeah.
they posted a letter that he wrote, thanking the fans, the actors.
for real?
Yeah, like
I didn't see the letter he wrote.
like saying, like thank you for giving him the chance, for giving the opportunity to do this. So like super humble. Like this guy could be a total douchebag right now,
arrogant.
being like,
He's
yeah,
on screen, but
yeah.
He's 31 years old.
Yeah.
Just so you know, he's 31. He is from Oakland, California. I was like,
Try to see if you can look up the. Oh, he is from Oakland.
He's from Oakland.
Yeah. See if you can look up the letter he wrote.
His heartfelt letter. Yeah.
Yeah, like I put up on.
He said, I'm struggling to find the words to express my gratitude at this moment, but I will try. Writes the filmmaker.
Funny because I put up his name on IMDb, and he's known
Filmmaking
for
is a team sport.
the 3 movies you just talked about, and in each movie you see Jordan.
Yeah, he's in
posters.
all 3 of the movies.
Like 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
all of them like in the posters.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
he's in all 3 of the movies. And he finds somebody, he knows that he knows how to work, and he knows the character.
Mhm.
And eventually, it's going to be a point where he'll help branch out and get other
Oh, yeah.
actors. But if you have something that works, you're 31 years old. You know what I mean? You're getting big budgets like this one, and big movies. Then you need to you probably need to stick with what works for you until you get to the point where you can, you know what I mean? Which he's probably there now. But yeah, I'm struggling to find a word to express my gratitude at this moment, but I'll try. Filmmaking is a team sport. Our team is made up of amazing people from all over the world who believe in this story. Deep down, we all hope that people will come to see a film about a fictional country on the continent of Africa, made up of a cast of people of African descent. Never in a million years did we imagine that you all would come out this strong. So it humbles me to think that people care enough to spend their money and their time watching our film. To see people of all backgrounds wearing clothing that celebrates their heritage, taking pictures next to our posters with their friends and their family, and sometimes dancing in lobbies of theaters, often move me and my wife to tears. For the people who bought out theaters, who posted on social posted on social about how lit the film would be, bragged about our awesome cast, picked and outfits to wear, and stood in line in theaters all over the world, all before seeing the film. To the press who wrote about the film, for folks who hadn't seen it yet, encourage audiences to come out, and to the young ones who came out with their parents, with their mentors, and with their friends, thank you for giving our team of filmmakers the greatest gift, the opportunity to share this film that we poured our hearts and souls into with you. Sincerely, Ryan Coogler. P.S. Wakanda forever.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Like,
Yeah.
you can tell, you can tell a lot about him just by reading that.
Yeah. He doesn't have to write
He
that
doesn't.
letter.
He doesn't have
He
to.
did it because he meant it and he was hard.
Yeah.
That's why he did it.
And because obviously he truly moved about how well the movie did too.
Yeah.
And let me see, let me read it here.
I'm laughing because I'm reading Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on Black Panther. All this fuss over a superhero movie. Again, let me just clear this up because I get what people are saying.
Right.
It is.
Yeah, but for some, it's not just a superhero movie.
It's not just a superhero
not.
movie. It's not. It's more than that. Because it gives people ideas and gives people chances. It's more than that.
It's literally a door opening.
Yeah, it's a door opening for black people. I get it. It's not like, a slave movie. Like I'm tired of
Right.
seeing like black
Yeah.
people depicted
Yeah, I didn't even
as
think about
freaking
that, yeah.
slaves and things like that. They're heroes. I get it, and that's good. And the movie's this and that. But I, for one, first of all, there's a show that comes on. It's called Power. It's 50 Cent. Everyone loves it.
Mhm.
Everyone loves it. I never watched it. I love 50 Cent. I love what he's doing. I know Power is good. I've had people. Everybody told me it was good. There's a reason why I don't watch it. Because it depicts black. It's another drug dealer story.
Yeah,
It's more than a drug dealer story, but it has that theme, and I'm tired of that theme. Like I've seen enough of those.
It's been subjugated to that, that
Right.
same
Yeah,
that
you get
same type.
typecasted.
Yeah, almost typecast.
Right,
Yeah.
it's basically typecasting, yeah.
Oh, you're gonna be the drug dealer. You're gonna be the thug guy. You're gonna go in. You're gonna go in the hood. You're gonna shoot up these dudes.
Yeah.
You're gonna start out with nothing. Start from the bottom. Get the money. Come out. Blah blah blah. Oh, wait a minute. You might wind up dead. You might make it out. It's the same story. And I've
same
seen it like
story,
a
just
million
different
times.
platform and a different type of whatever. But at the end of the day, the core of it is still that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the same thing with like slave movies. I don't really like everyone. 12 Years a Slave. Everyone loved it. I never watched it. Never watched it. This one I never watched it because I'm like in my mind I'm like there's more. Like for me like okay I grew up in like suburbia. You know what I mean? The suburbs. My family, a lot of them they're in the hood. You know what I mean? Now I go back and forth. I know what goes on. I know real drug dealers. You know what I mean? Like I know what they did. I know it thoroughly. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because it ain't really like, when my cousin got shot. It ain't like that. You know what I mean? Like you could have died. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not really like that. And the stories is more bad stories and tragic stories and good stories. And we heard it all. We've heard it all. That's why I'm always in a different type of stories. Like I love Interstellar. Like I want something different. By the way, I've seen black folks that are just smart. Well, what I would consider normal. You know what I mean? They're just normal. They go to work. They make their money. They got 9-to-5 jobs. They have money. You know what I mean? But if you watch a lot of these movies, they would have you think like that doesn't really exist. Like the Cosby stuff, like you see Cosby Show and stuff like I knew people like that.
Yeah.
That's how it was for real. But don't TV will have you thinking that it's like that. So when people make statements saying, "Oh, this is not," I know it's fictional, but there were a lot of points that were made in movies that were nonfiction. You know what I mean?
Even the fact that it is fictional,
Yeah.
even that is like
Yeah,
a
it's
breakthrough.
an-
It's like,
yeah, it's
like
a-
you said, it's not about
A drug dealer.
slaves or drug dealers. No,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
can't it be a fantasy?
Yeah.
Why can't it be
It's actually the same story.
And it hasn't
told
been
over
done
and
that
over
often.
again.
It hasn't been done that often.
Yeah.
So let's just like there's always somebody that's gonna be like, oh, and look, I get their point too because you know what? There's movies that probably would be some more significant to the culture. I get it, but why can't we have fantasy?
But in this scenario, it's not because this one
It's a lot of messages.
changed the game.
It's a lot of messages in this movie,
Yeah.
and this is going to open up the door for other things that this person may be complaining.
Yeah.
Like Kareem Abdul is a basketball player. I don't know if you know. He's in the NBA. He's retired. He played for the Lakers. He played for the Bucks. He played college basketball. Because of this guy, they outlawed the dunk. You couldn't even dunk in college. He changed the rules for this guy. This guy is a leading scorer in NBA history. People don't really know that about him because he's overshadowed by Michael Jordan and stuff like that.
Right.
But this guy, he skyhooked. He had an unguardable shot, and he played for I think 18 years in NBA. You've seen him, I'm sure, in
Yeah, I know
and
who
stuff
he is.
like that. But
The
just to give
skyhook,
you a
yeah.
history of the guy, and and he's done a lot of philanthropic work. Excuse me, but he's a good guy. But like let people have their fantasy. People were dressing up like an African. No one really does that. In these other movies, no one was dressing up
Yeah.
an African. Like I was in the movie, like what the hell's going on? Like they all dressed up like people were dressed up in like African garb and all that, dashikis and all stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm on South Beach. I'm like looking around, what the hell? And I'm like, because I'm like, this is a superhero movie. Some people didn't know it was a superhero movie.
Yeah.
They thought it was about the Black Panther Party.
Yeah.
I had to tell Maria at work. She thought it was about the Black Panther Party. I said, "Man, it's
The
a
server?
superhero." Yeah, I told her. I said, "Look, it's a superhero. It's Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's not Black Panther Party." So there's other people that thought that too. She's one. Look,
Wasn't there a politician who was trying to ban
yeah.
showing of the movie and like?
Listen, there's always going to be there's always going to be that, and I get it. A guy made a good point today. I listened to him. I always listen to a bunch of different podcasts, and he was just he was talking about like people calling people Nazis. You know what I mean? And people don't even know what Nazi means. You know what I mean? Nazi, just so people know, Nazi means National Socialist. Pretty much what people are doing right now are socialism. It's the same thing. And like, so when you call people Nazis, you don't really know the history. Like, you know, like people just don't know. So they're just talking. And I get it. It's different, but everybody needs to pay attention. Like, and when you call people right wing, he was like, you should call them. He called them anarchists. I don't agree with that statement. I think you should call them like minimalists. They want little government. But he basically was saying like we need to be in the middle because there's always going to be good.
Yeah.
There's always going to be evil. We need to try to stay in the middle, and that's what I mean about. And that's tying that back into that. We need to stay in the middle. I get what everybody's trying to do. There's always going to be that guy that's going to be like, we should ban this, and no, it's a superhero movie. It just happens to have a black.
Yeah.
When we had all these other superhero movies out there white, no one said nothing.
Yeah.
You know, no one said nothing. Anytime black people try to do something, it's like a big deal. Like, well, why are they going to see this Black Panther? Like, it's a superhero movie, but it's comic book. Like,
Yeah.
come on. By the way, Hancock. Let's shout out Hancock. He was a superhero movie.
It was.
Shout out Blade. That was a superhero movie. I mean, it was Marvel, by the way.
Right.
There was Luke Cage. You know, that gets under, you know, like overlooked. But there's other things that were out, but this one was a little bit more epic, and we just need to try to, you know, I think we should support it. And there's again, you can't watch that.
And by the
movie.
way, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. First of all,
That's another thing.
It was great writing, and I think people should not overlook the fact that it had positive messages in the movie, like it did. So let's just take that for what it is, and that's my rebuttal to people that complain about that. So, you know, but anyway,
Disney noted that 40.2 million take on Monday for Panther toppled the 40.1 million from The Force Awakens.
yeah, I knew that it topped off Force Awakens. I'd read that too, and I'm like, look,
So that's a pretty big deal.
it's a big deal because this is Star Wars we're talking about.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let this be a lesson. There's a whole group, a fan base of people that you can get money from.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother. It's not just here. It's not just here. You can make money from everything. By the way, Disney's being smart because they're gonna get all the money. If you play your cards right, you could get all the money. You can get money from here. That's what I would do. Like that's just smart, you know. Like so that you know.
And like we were talking about, you know, props to Disney for giving him the chance to, because they could have easily been like, oh no, this is too valuable a property, this and that, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, they didn't
and
have
the
to put it
fact that they're you know taking chances, even with Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
you know, they took a chance with him, with Guardians, you know, they take a lot of chance on these directors.
I
So
could have said it better
you
myself.
know, great for them for not
Limiting themselves.
limiting themselves and
Hey, let's just go with the guys we know.
yeah.
You know, like for me, like first of all, Guardians of the Galaxy is the only kind of film, like the movie from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is the only one that I can compare to Black Panther because it's kind of like in its own world. And same thing with Black Panther, it's in its own world. And again, yeah,
I'd
you're
say
right.
yes, it is.
Which
Because
one?
It's not both because for Black Panther, only because what's it called, like we think of the main Avengers always taking place or like in the same spots, same cities. You know, it's always United States. You know,
Yeah.
Chicago or New York, mainly New York.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
or you could say Sokovia from
Yeah.
from Jordan, but still, like thing is, Black Panther is a totally different continent and it shows you a whole different world.
We never
Like
seen
a
that
totally
world.
different, exactly, like a totally different world. Like on planet Earth too, Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, obviously it's in space. So that's gonna take us somewhere else. But this took place on Earth, but on a whole different. I don't know how to explain
It's
that.
continent. It's on a different continent in a different. Well, they've been to Africa too, but
It's a different level. It's a different.
Yeah, like
it's
this is the way they
literally
portrayed it.
world.
It's literally the same world they portrayed, where it's hidden and discovered, and then you go in, and it's, you know, they unveil it, and it's like,
Yeah, basically like a world in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a world within inside a world. And Disney did not have to do that. And for the record, again, they had a black director, all black cast. I mean, they took a lot of risk, and I'm sure that it probably wasn't easy to do that. and I'm sure they put a lot of thought into it, but they went with it, and props to Disney because they, none of this could have. They gave that guy a big budget, man.
Yeah. And like we said, an actual budget.
Yeah, they actually gave him a real budget.
Yeah.
So, again, they didn't have to do it. They took a chance, and they deserve to reap some of the benefits that they get from doing that. Because, again, not too many people. Actually, I don't know if that's ever been done before. All black cast? I don't even know if that's been done.
With that kind of budget, probably not.
No, yeah.
Not with that budget.
Yeah, so, hopefully they can reap some of the benefits, and hopefully we as the fans get to reap some of the benefits too, because we can.
Oh, and we will.
Yeah,
Especially with all that Wakanda technology moving forward with the MCU.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pumped up, and to be honest, I would really. I know we spoke about this before, but on the Iron Fist, I would like to see an Asian character play that.
Yeah.
And
Unfortunately.
I don't want to hear it because I just watched Altered Carbon. I don't know if y'all watch Altered Carbon.
I have yet to watch it. I know what you're talking
I
about.
started watching.
I liked it. It was it was different.
Yeah.
But I still liked it because it took a risk to do that too,
Mhm.
and it was a little different. But they had a lot of Asian actors in that one, and they did a phenomenal job. So I don't want to hear them say, "Oh, we can't find an Asian actor." No, that guy. There was a lot of good acting.
I'll take up the mantle. Why not?
What's up?
I'll take up the mantle. You
Oh,
got
shut up!
earlier.
They call you Iron Fist.
Y'all heard it here,
Shut up.
folks, man. Here on Spoonful. Don't be surprised y'all see me in Marvel, man. Hey, check me out. I don't care. I'll probably be an extra or whatever. If I die, I'll go epically. Just know that. Remember this face. Remember my face. Remember this face. All right, it's everywhere. Guys, Dwayne. Remember the name too. So, hey, if Marvel is an Asian character, hey, I'll be there. I know they like to look for a lot of unknowns. I'm as unknown as it gets.
Nobody knows him.
I'm as unknown as it gets.
I don't even know him.
Because the D is changing every time we do a podcast.
Hey, I just read whatever it says here.
D stands for disappearing Dwayne. He's not here right now. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, I'll be there. They looking for him, I'll be there.
Yeah, man. I'm like, to me, I watched, like I told you, I watched Iron Fist, and it felt like it should have been an Asian guy. I said that. I never knew that it actually was an Asian guy. Never knew it. And I'm like, I felt like it should have been an Asian guy. And no excuse, man.
Well, no, that might be the next risk Marvel takes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, man, dude. Like, don't be afraid. Like, I see too many good Asian actors. This guy was good in Altered Carbon to me. I don't know if you saw the guy we were talking about. I thought he was good, man. I'm like, it was good. But actually, both of them, all of them were good. And at the end, they could have done a little better, but I liked it. I definitely liked it.
I do will say Asians do get typecast a lot just for like action roles. So
Yeah.
I feel like Glenn, Stephen Young kind of broke that mold in Walking Dead.
Who did?
Glenn from Walking Dead.
Oh, I haven't watched Walking Dead. So.
Well, he kind of break that mold
Yeah.
with the whole acting thing because typically when you say Asian, it's always action films. and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's true.
What was he before the?
again, I wouldn't be surprised if he got cast for a Marvel role as a for Asian Captain too. So what?
What was Glenn before the breakout?
No.
Wasn't he like a delivery boy or something?
Oh yeah. Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was delivery boy. He was also in Big Bang Theory too. I just remembered. Yeah, like a small skit. It was when Sheldon.
But he was a delivery boy.
Yeah, Walking Dead. Yeah,
He's a boy.
before the whole outbreak started, he was like a delivery boy.
He's like, So yes, go out if you haven't seen it. Go watch Black Panther.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it.
You give it 3 spoons up.
Tree
3 spoons.
Tree.
3 out of 3.
Tree.
10 other movies that are coming out.
I'm about to say that was the longest pause no one has ever spoken in the
I was like, did you do something wrong?
You might have to cut
Started to
that
get
pause
scared.
off.
I'm like, what do we do?
So I like those awkward pauses. It makes people feel awkward.
It's painful.
They check their audio. They check their phone. Wait,
Oh, we should do that.
Did it
just
stop?
Like, just start talking.
just
and
get
then
really
I'll
quiet. Ready?
Just move
Set,
lips.
go.
Yeah. Oh man.
So, okay, what was to say? There are 9 comic book movies coming out this year. Here they all are. You ready?
9?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is
Yeah,
a lot.
man.
That's a
Thank God.
Black
God.
Panther,
That's
Ouch.
the first one this year.
Avengers: Infinity War,
Heard. I
The
can't
second
say
one this year.
I'm like fiending.
Ant-Man Wasp,
Fiending.
Hey.
Bro, that's only 3
Teen
in
Titans. Go to
Wait,
the movies.
hold up. I'm cutting you off real quick before you continue.
Go.
Wasp and Ant-Man coming out in July, right? Or is it June?
Or is it April?
I think it's a summer movie.
July
It's
6th.
after Infinity
July.
War.
Okay, that's the 7th
Sorry.
month in a year. That's the 3rd superhero movie to come out in 7 months. You tell me there's 9.
Deadpool.
2.
I feel like it's gonna be a lot of superhero fatigue this year.
Yeah.
Not for me. I'm gonna be. Oh, I love it.
Venom.
Yup.
Okay.
Venom's coming out this year.
You also said Teen Titan, right?
Yeah,
Titans
Teen
come out.
Titan Go to the movies. That's the title.
Oh, that's a cartoon movie.
Yeah,
that's
you,
it.
you kind of like, you kind of like punt it out of the thing.
X-Men: Dark Phoenix.
That's this year.
November 12th. November 2nd.
Heard. I'm ready for that.
This is going
Spider-Man
down in
Into the
order.
Spider-Verse.
Is it
Shout
going
out to
down in order?
Sylvester.
Yeah.
Like
December
release dates?
14th.
Spider-Man's coming out.
Spider-Man Into the
animated.
Spider-Verse, yeah.
Oh, okay. Animated.
It focuses on Miles Morales,
Yeah.
right?
In December?
December 14th.
That's an odd time for a Spider-Man movie.
Jason Momoa will return
Aquaman.
as Aquaman.
When is that coming out?
December 21st.
Hey.
I'm interested to see.
We should go
this-
for my birthday.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, I'll watch Aquaman. I mean, I actually like this character. And
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like he would, like, I don't know what Justice League, but I feel like he would have been one of the breakout characters in Justice League, which I think he
If
was.
they-
He
actually.
was. It was him and
Flash.
Who was? No, who's
I
the
didn't
guy
like
that
People
Flash.
plays
actually
Cyborg?
didn't like Flash.
Who was the guy that?
I
played
didn't like
Cyborg?
Flash. Did you like Flash?
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I'm saying, like, I heard people didn't really like Flash.
I didn't like Flash. I said it from the beginning, but everybody said
From
they
what
liked
I-
it.
His run was weird.
From what I read in one of the articles. From what I read in one of the articles, Warner Brothers was actually happy with the Flash character.
Yeah,
The only 2, Flash character and Aquaman.
yeah. I heard that Warner
Yeah.
Brothers was happy with it.
Warner
I
Brothers
didn't like
was
Flash.
happy with
And not
Batman vs
Cyborg?
Superman, too.
From what I've seen, Cyber seemed pretty dull to me.
I mean, he wasn't bad. To me, like Ben Affleck wasn't bad. It was just bad writing. Like, I don't think Ben Affleck. Okay, put it this way. Let me just say this. This is probably not gonna sound right. I never really was a big Christian Bale fan. Like for Batman,
Mhm.
he did a decent job in there. You know what I mean? I mean, the Joker carried the movie. Like,
Yeah,
the
definitely.
Joker carried it and pretty much carried him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like if you put Ben Affleck at that Batman,
Mhm.
you probably
In
would've
that
got a
world.
better- yeah, in that world with Christopher Nolan,
Mhm.
you probably would have got a better Batman. And I don't think Ben Affleck is a problem. I don't think Ben Affleck. And believe me, if I thought Ben Affleck was a problem, I would be like, he's the fucking problem. I don't have a
Yeah.
problem saying that, but I don't think his like. I think it was just bad writing. It was bad
Yeah.
writing,
Mhm.
and I didn't like CG. I didn't like. There's a lot of problems with Justice League. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't worse than Batman or Superman, but the Batmobile looked fake. Why couldn't he just do like Christopher Nolan? Like,
And just an actual Batmobile.
yeah, like,
Everything about the movie like was legit CG, bro. Like good 90%.
but it wasn't even good. Did you see that they did took the mustache off of Henry Cavill? Some random dude did it, and it looked better than what they did.
And then
Did you see that?
They
No,
brought
I
him
didn't- I
back
didn't
for the
see that.
reshoots completely
Yeah.
like clean shaven.
Yeah, they had a dude that was online. They had his CG that he did with some little cheap what's the name, and it looked better than the one that
You could probably do that on your phone right now.
Probably.
I couldn't believe it, man. I'm like, and I was like, what is wrong with it? I could not figure out what was wrong when I was looking at Henry Cavill, how he looked different. I was like, what's wrong with his mouth? I couldn't figure that out. But then I was like, oh, it's because of that. I was like, why does he look
Yeah,
different?
he was shooting for Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
And imagine
Number
watching
6.
that in like HD, like 4K. Remember buying that movie, watching it home, and you're like in your big screen TV, whatever. Like, high def. That shit's gonna look horrible, bro.
God.
Shit looks horrible on my phone.
There you go.
Yeah. It looked horrible. Remember that day we looked at? I showed you
Yeah,
on my phone.
I didn't believe it. I was like, no, this isn't it.
Yeah.
X-Men spin-off, The New Mutants, was pushed back 10 months to February 2019.
Oh.
So that would have been in April 13 this year, but it got pushed back to February 19, 2019.
Take your time. I mean,
Yeah,
please
please
make it right. You know,
Yeah.
Marvel's got it now. So let's just.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to be responsible for this one. Cause Fox
Nah,
said
those
like-
are already done, yeah.
Yeah, but let's just try to. They just need to work.
And speaking of Deadpool, it got pushed back or pushed forward 2 weeks earlier than normal.
The release date.
Yeah. And that I
No,
think had
yeah.
something to do with Disney, like since now they acquired it, making sure they don't clash with their
Yeah.
movies and
Yeah, it's not a competition anymore.
yeah.
Mm.
Which is good. And for the record, I like Deadpool. So I hope they don't mess it up. I hope they leave it R-rated.
They will.
Oh,
It
yeah,
is
yeah,
already.
They will.
X-Force is allegedly in Deadpool 2.
Hinted at
Hmm.
in Deadpool 2
I'll be
in
interested
the
to see
trailer.
that.
Terry Crews.
Yeah, I heard. I still didn't see him. I looked at the trailer a bunch of times.
Yeah,
I didn't see Terry.
he's the one when like I think they're like in the back of a plane or something.
Mm.
I didn't see it, so I gotta go
gotta
back.
go back.
I've been looking at
Yeah.
it because Lisa told me about it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, I still didn't see it. But I like the way Cable looked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Cable looks badass.
Yeah, he does look bad. That's Josh Brolin, right?
Yeah. Same guy that's playing Thanos.
Yeah.
I think.
That's crazy, bro. I find it. That's fucking crazy to believe.
I mean, Thanos is CGI, so it's not like
It's not like we
I mean,
actually
but
see
yeah.
Josh's face.
yeah.
I mean, still, it's like, you know.
And now they're under the same
But listen,
studio technically.
he's like officially just completely a Marvel actor now.
Yeah,
I'm saying, you know,
yeah,
it's still pretty crazy.
yeah. It is still pretty.
And
crazy.
you're still
I
under the
agree.
same banner playing two different characters. Like, that's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I was like, oh, but yeah, he's a good actor, man. That's all that means. They respect that guy.
Mm-hmm.
They respect him. Fox respects him, and Marvel respected him. Now
Yeah.
it's all the same, but it just goes to show this guy is good. And by the way, you're probably not going to be able to. I don't know what he's going to do with Thanos when they all connect. I don't know what's going to happen with Cable. But Cable, can he change like time and all that other stuff?
Yeah, he's a time traveler.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting with
Yeah.
Thanos. You know?
I mean, you know,
If they
I'm-
return.
if yeah,
If,
right.
That's
They
a big
might-
if, and I don't think they'll bring Thanos back after the Infinity War.
Yeah.
But they probably
They'll probably
will
move
bring
on to
Cable
bigger,
back.
better.
But let's
Especially
just- but let's-
with X-Men, though, they have
Yeah.
better villains.
I just imagine.
Yeah,
for a
that's
moment.
I think that's the problem. They wanted X-Men because they said X-Men they had a villain problem. That's why people like Killmonger, because they had a villain problem.
Yeah.
They were running out.
Not only that, it's
Well,
just
I
now.
mean, they it's not that they're running out, they're just not utilizing the right villains. Like
Yeah.
there is a huge selection of bad guys for the Marvel universe
But you
for
also,
Disney to use.
I guess, but you have to find a way to incorporate that. You know, it's like
Yeah.
some of these like, you know, possible badass villains
Yeah.
are for superheroes that have yet to be introduced.
Yeah.
So they will have to incorporate that in as well. I'd imagine so. We'll see. But again, you know, Marvel got this whole thing planned out for
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 generations and so.
Yeah, I can't even say nothing about them because they've been.
So we'll just trust that they have.
Yeah,
everything.
they've done well, man. They've done very, very well.
Did you see the Venom trailer?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know that I'm excited for it.
I don't know
though.
if I'm excited for it either. I like Tom Hardy, but
Yeah.
I think Sony's doing this, right?
I know you're excited for it.
I'm excited for it.
I mean, I'm
because
excited
think-
for the idea of Venom.
Yeah.
But
I
the
just don't know if it's gonna be
trailer.
good. I don't know if it's going to be
Okay,
good.
yeah.
That's the whole only problem.
Look,
I have.
well,
I
okay.
like it to be good.
Well, Sony. I don't know. I'm excited because I really like Venom as a character.
Right, me too.
Like if you read up on Venom a little more, you see that he's like a really interesting guy. Like not just because he has the alien symbiote strapped to him, but he actually has like a really, really like long history, not just with Spider-Man, but like in the Marvel universe as a whole. So like I'm just excited for it.
They got
I'm
Tom
not
Hardy,
sure.
man. I hope that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna pick a role like that. Like that, it's not gonna be good. That's the only. Like he doesn't really do that, you know. Like has he messed up a role? Tom Hardy.
Some people would say he messed up Bane.
Yeah,
How about
Bane.
Lewis?
Yeah. I don't blame him for that. I blame Nolan.
I'm
That
not
should
entirely
have
sure what the hell
They should
that
have never
was,
come
but-
out with that movie. By the way, I heard that he weren't supposed to have the Joker in the next one.
It
Christopher
was-
Nolan
yeah.
said it.
It was supposed to start with him in prison.
Yeah, so
Well, with that
they
unfortunate event.
pretty much had to do a whole different thing. So it's probably rushed, and Bane probably was never supposed to be a part of it.
I don't know, when did Dark Knight come out? Was it 08? And then you had Rises come out in 2012. That was a 4-year difference.
Yeah, they were doing that. Like, he used to take his time. That's what they were talking about Christopher Nolan, which is great.
Because
he had to-
everything was practical. There was no CG unless it was absolutely necessary.
Yeah, and he but it also gives you time to focus on the scripts and all that. But I think, like, to be honest, I think after the death of Heath Ledger, I think Nolan was like, he had to redo everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was supposed to be like this at all.
I wasn't sure if he wanted to continue with Dark Knight Rises, but I think he was contractually obligated to do it.
Oh, that's right. I remember they were talking about that at the time.
Dark Knight, like, he didn't. I think he was done with it already. I felt like he was done with it. He just didn't want to do it, but since contractually obligated to.
Yeah, but that guy.
But yeah, as far as Venom, like, I don't know, at least this trailer to me was,
Man, it wasn't anything because I can barely remember it.
yeah.
It didn't stick out.
Yeah, it wasn't much. I remember it was just a teaser trailer.
Yeah,
it was a
like-
teaser trailer.
Yeah.
They don't even show him
Yeah.
as Venom at all.
Nope.
No. They do.
This
show
is the
symbiote.
same studio that messed up Venom the first time. So,
Oh my God.
Wait. What was it? I thought Paramount had Venom.
no. Well, when
When it
he
was
when
Tobey
it was
Maguire.
done, yeah.
Yeah, that's Paramount.
No, that was Sony.
Was it?
Yeah.
Sony always had Spider-Man.
Yeah, Sony always has. Yeah.
Oh crap! It did. Okay. Scratch that.
But who knows, with all these superhero movies coming along and with the success, who knows, maybe they can find they have something to work with now.
Yeah.
I say.
Yeah.
And it won't be tied into Spider-Man unless it's successful, I don't think.
We'll see.
I'm just interested because with the success of Marvel, I think like a lot of people are gonna have to start stepping their game up. I think it's been a
Tell that
renaissance.
to DC's.
Yeah, DC is just trash. But even now, I think they don't have a choice to now. Look, to me, Patty Jenkins did better for Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like to me, that was better than all the other ones that came out
Absolutely.
recently. Aside from
Yeah, because
Nolan
prior to
projects.
that, you had Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad, and even look at Justice League. I feel like the difference between if you look at those three movies compared to Wonder Woman had more. I feel like had more practicality to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, man, the best part of Justice League was Wonder Woman. I don't know if y'all seen the Wonder Woman part.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say.
I thought her part was the dopest. The movie
Hell
should have
yeah.
been like that. That's how the movie should have gone. When she was at the beginning, I don't know if you haven't seen it, right? Did you seen it?
What?
The Wonder Woman part of Justice League?
Yeah.
Dope, man. It was dope. They were robbing a bank, man.
But
Yeah.
wasn't it shot like the same
No,
style?
there
as
wasn't.
in the
They were
Wonder Woman?
gonna blow
Yes,
it up.
it was shot like the same. It looked like a James Bond
Yeah.
movie when it came on.
It did.
It looked
Now my
like
thing is, I didn't want them to overuse that style.
No.
they didn't. It was
They
that,
didn't.
and after that, it was totally fucking different. They fucked it up.
Now, I'll go ahead and say that perhaps maybe why Wonder Woman was so good is because they didn't expect it to do that well. So they kind of maybe gave her more
freedom.
to be like, okay, just, go make this movie. Okay.
Yeah.
We're making Justice League.
Yeah. By the way, they didn't even pay those. They didn't even pay
Right.
them nothing. You know that they didn't even pay them nothing.
Yeah.
I'm
So maybe because of that, we always hear about this, all the pressure that, that it had to be, according to Zack Snyder, everything he was saying, blah, blah, blah. So maybe because she was free of that, she was able to make a better movie than,
She was actually able to.
Which actually makes more sense.
Yeah.
right.
Because I feel like with the bigger movies such as Suicide Squad and Dawn of Justice and Justice League, I feel like it was more. I feel like the directors didn't have. The directors had to play off the vision from the studio
Mhm.
rather than the director's vision themselves.
Yeah.
It's like they had to hit these guidelines and
Mhm.
like not stray from these lines.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not mistaken. I think Patty Jenkins. I think
She had more
that
artistic freedom.
Yeah. I was like, Yeah, she had more artistic freedom. She had to go through all like the specific island they wanted to,
Mhm.
or they had to do for Wonder Woman.
It's just
And by the way, both with Patty Jenkins and Ryan Coogler, because their movies were so successful, and because they didn't sign contracts for doing a second one, they're actually what happened with Patty Jenkins. She was actually able to ask for a lot more.
Yeah, I was about to say you didn't tie yourself down.
Right.
Now you go
Yeah.
to the bargaining table.
So-
you can be, you can ask for a lot more.
Right, and the same thing now with the director of Black Panther.
Yeah.
He didn't sign up for a second one, so now they're obviously gonna make a second one. So now he can ask for
A shit ton of money.
You're gonna have to go on the moon.
People really like that movie. It was good.
And speaking of Zack Snyder, you saw this about that he reportedly got fired.
Yeah. He reportedly got fired. Listen, man. Y'all probably weren't doing it like I was, but every day DC was crying. Every day. Release some Zack Snyder cuts of that Justice League. Zack Snyder was fired. Zack Snyder thumbs up the extra scenes that he shot or whatever. I'm like, dude, I've never heard so much whining. I got an idea. Why don't y'all come out and say that movie was shit? It was not good. Come on, tell the truth. That movie was not good. They're trying to blame everybody. And they just kept talking about it. I'm like, dude, that movie's done. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think that's their problem. It's like the minute they admit that it was a bad movie, then they can fix the problems. But the fact that they don't just admit that it's a bad movie, then they just keep going forward and making the same mistakes.
I think Zack Snyder's cuts probably would be better because I like the more dark side of the look of it better.
It should
I
have
admit
been
that.
a little darker.
Yeah.
With the theme and the story that they chose, it should have been a lot darker.
Yeah.
Than it turned out.
Yeah. Now, but here's the thing: it probably still wouldn't have been good. That's my whole thing. Like, it may have been better, but it wouldn't. I mean,
Not that much.
yeah, not enough to make it like way better.
But it still would have been a decent movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
we have
okay.
yet to
I like Watchmen. That's what I like. Watchmen movie was great. Why didn't they make it look like that? Make Batman look like that.
Yeah.
Not all the CG. I mean, I'm sure that had CG in it, but it didn't look.
It did, but it still looked
It looked
like
real.
Yeah.
That shit looked good. Watchmen looked fucking good. I mean, the fight scenes in that shit looked. Oh my god. Just when they went into that prison, remember that?
Yo,
Oh,
that was
dope.
my favorite scene out of the whole
It was
movie.
dope, man. I'm like, make it look like that. Like, that's all you gotta do. You've done it
Shoot,
already.
Even like the opening scene in the guy's apartment.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's just
Like,
that movie was just, and I didn't even know
Watchmen
nothing
was-
about that movie.
I didn't either.
Nothing.
Like, I just heard about it through a friend of a friend.
I just saw a preview and I was like, oh, that looks like it might be good. You know,
I was telling you, I didn't realize it was a DC property.
I didn't know it was
I
DC.
didn't either.
I didn't know it was DC. So like, we started hanging out. I didn't know it was DC.
I didn't know until the opening credits.
I didn't know. I didn't
Like
know,
the opening crawl, it just had the DC Comics logo on it.
I didn't even
Holy
know.
shit.
Period. I didn't know. I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah.
Nope. And then
The
no.
Watchmen was phenomenal.
Yeah, like make it. Look, I like the way he makes it look. You know, I like that little style. And you can see it in Wonder Woman too. Like,
Yeah.
you could tell he did like a little production stuff in Wonder Woman because the way the fight scenes look or whatever, they look
Yeah.
like Zack Snyder style. But make it look like that. Don't make it look like the CG.
Like Joss Whedon did it.
It looked like fucking. You know what that shit looked like? Fucking. You're right. It looked like fucking a video game. You know what I mean? It did. When he was on that, remember when he went through the building, Aquaman, and he's like, yay. Oh my god. Oh, it's okay. You're ruining my Black Panther moment here. I don't even want to talk about that. It's just terrible. The only scene that looked good in Justice League, I promise you, was the Wonder Woman. She blocks every bullet, right? The guy is robbing the bank. You gotta watch this scene. It's so dope. He's got a machine gun, right? He's got hostages in the blanket. He's about to blow it up. It starts off like a James Bond movie. I'm not lying. I'm like, oh shit. You know, I'm like, cause I love James Bond.
Yeah.
So the guy's got the gun, like he's about to shoot the hostages or whatever. She comes in, and you can tell Zach did that part.
Yeah.
Look, she goes like this, boop, like all the bullets like this, and she runs, and it's hot. She blocks every bullet. This shit was fucking dope.
And the dude literally just looks at her like,
Yeah, it's
who
like-
the fuck are you?
And then she comes back, she does something, and she just knocks the shit out of him. Look, it was good. I'm telling you, it was dope. But I was like, you know what? If it's gonna be like this, it's gonna be good. Then the whole, like,
It fell apart.
well, the way it looked changed. It was like that was another movie.
Wow.
And I'm like, why does it look
Basically,
like
yeah.
that? Because Batman was on the top. Remember, he was on the top of the roof. And I was like, why did they make it look like that? You know, I'm like,
No, like
I
okay.
feel like I mentioned this like
Yeah.
a couple podcasts back.
Just by the
Like,
trailer.
Just by the trailer, they show like the city, you know, and one like scene that looks a specific way, but then when it comes to the action, it goes from real like to realistic to all
yeah.
CG.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
the scene when it's with Superman in the farm.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Yep.
Like it was like
It's like two different worlds.
Yeah, pretty much.
why they do that?
That's how it felt because I was literally watching Justice
It's
League
like they
last
were
night.
rushing it.
Like one scene felt practical, and then the other one seems so you know just throw some CG
Like,
in
there's
there
some-
and make everything look.
It's like
all that.
it's like when you're filming they film the scenes for each individual character. Like the Wonder Woman scene,
Yeah.
it looked like it was out of the first Wonder Woman.
Yes. Yeah.
It looked like it should have been in that Wonder
Yeah.
Woman. And then Superman's scene on the farm, it looked like it could have been in Man of Steel. or
Yeah.
Man of
right.
Steel 2.
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
Batman's scenes with Alfred, they look like they could have been in Batman's own movie. And like every scene that was filmed, if it wasn't with them all together, it just felt like it was another movie.
Yeah, it felt like
it didn't
because-
feel like
look.
So essentially, it
They
felt
each
like-
had their own style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they each had their own like scenes, and they just threw them all together and made a movie.
And you could do
Call
that
it
because
a
they
movie.
did that on what movie was that they did it on? Or each person? Oh no, it was on the Defenders. They
Yeah.
did that, but it went together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
No,
Defenders, it
It
felt connected.
Yeah, it felt connected. But this shit did not. It looked like two,
Like-
like four different
Okay,
movies.
but the thing about the Defenders, they had
And-
characters that were in in the other shows, individual shows,
But they looked like it
But
went
it
together.
felt
Yeah,
connected.
it felt connected. I was-
because like it had the
The
pieces
filming
that,
style was basically.
Yeah.
yeah, I liked it because
Yeah.
Daredevil
it's
looked
a-
like it was from Daredevil.
I say that's how it should
But
have
it
been.
all went together. It looked like
Yeah.
this shit did not go together. It did not go together.
Yeah, because everyone knew like they were within the same universe. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
same city, this and that. So they have to
Exactly.
keep it consistent.
Yeah, but it looked like it went together. That was one of the best
I
parts
felt
I
like it
thought
had
of
to be
Defenders,
like
how
that.
they made it,
Yeah.
how they made it all go together like that. I thought it was very good. That
Well,
was good.
because, and it all goes back to just planning. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
had been planned from the beginning. Remember, the plan from the beginning was we're gonna do these movies or these shows, and it's gonna end with Defenders.
Yeah,
yeah,
So it was a whole plan the whole time.
yeah.
So everyone was on the same page.
and
Now
not
with
that
these
Defenders ended
movies,
so
it's-
great, but it wasn't trash. It was good.
It wasn't,
I liked it.
yeah.
I liked Defenders. It could have ended better, but
Yeah.
you know,
I felt like
liked
it took a while for it to get
It
to
did.
like a
And
specific
honestly,
point where it should have been earlier.
When it comes to character development, the Iron Fist impressed me the least.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just.
But I hate the Iron Fist character though.
Yeah,
Like,
like
to me, he was annoying.
No, no.
bro.
Here's
Well,
how.
yeah, because he's always explaining to you who the Iron Fist is.
No. Here's how
He
I.
looked
Here's
goofy
how
and out
I.
of place. He was goofy
no,
and
It's
out
not
of
even
place.
that. It's just like the character. I don't know.
I like the Iron
he's,
Fist.
and
He's
annoying.
Here's how I look at.
He's
Here's how I
just
look at.
annoying.
He's an annoying little kid.
No, here's
Yeah.
how I look
Yeah,
at.
I'll
Okay,
say like that.
listen. He's just another prime example of a very privileged, bratty white boy.
Yeah.
Because he was given this gift,
Right.
and he brags about it and whines when things don't go his way.
Right. And basically, he basically never really grew up.
Not really.
Yeah.
Because when he was in the plane crash, from there on,
Like he's been the same guy.
Yeah.
He's just
He's
been
just
stuck in
stayed
that
there.
situation where he has to train with the monks
No,
and
I've got a
get
good
long
ear.
hand.
I am the immortal Iron Fist. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, who said that?
It's like he's always trying to
Yeah,
prove
he
that
did,
he's
he's
somebody.
Iron
Yeah.
It definitely seemed like it should have been.
Yeah.
I go with Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Which I hate. No, seriously, it was to me. It was fucking annoying.
I still like the show. I like the show,
Yeah.
but I just think that his character was miscasted. Or how do you
Yeah.
say it? Did I saying that right?
Yeah.
Miscasted, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he should have. in that. Not. It just doesn't seem like. I don't know.
No.
Speaking of casting characters, Joaquin Phoenix in talks to play the Joker
Oh, the Joker.
Oh, yeah.
in DC origin movie.
I heard
Okay.
Leo was in talks to play the Batman. Did you hear anything about that?
Who?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, he was originally
In talks.
in
with
talks
Joker.
to
Be the Joker.
to be the Joker.
To be the Joker. Yeah.
I think I remember.
I
that.
think this Joker isn't gonna have a Batman in it at all.
Yeah, this is
Is
just
it
an
Joker's
origin.
or
story.
Joker
It's just-
origin story?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was,
Joaquin Phoenix could probably do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
no
I
doubt.
think
I
so.
can see him. I can,
I can
actually
see
him
Leo
in that
and
role.
Joaquin.
Yeah, me too.
Phoenix.
I know Leo can
Listen.
do. I think Leo can pretty much do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
Except play a
like,
black guy.
I feel like Joaquin Phoenix. He just looks the part though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to play Joker, he
But-
looks the
but
part.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wanna-
He does.
with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Because
after-
I don't know. For me, Leo has like this little round face type. Like it just didn't. It wouldn't seem like for like if you look at the Joker, he always has a long face type.
Yeah.
But look, man, I'm
Like
gonna tell
Joaquin
you. I'm
Phoenix
gonna
has.
tell you something, man. They could put Leo and he could play that part. I'm
Yeah, he
telling you.
could.
I mean, I'm
he's
not
done.
doubting
He's
it.
done the.
Telling you.
He's done the
not
crazy
doubting
role.
it.
Remember Shutter Island?
Yeah, Leonardo
And then-
DiCaprio, man, he's just so good. Like I don't ever be like I will never say Leo kid. You know, I don't think
Yeah,
he do that
I
because
think
I bet you
he
he could play
can.
that part, and I bet you he could win an Oscar for it. I bet you he could do
Absolutely.
it. He's just a very very
Listen,
good actor.
there's a lot of roles that he should have gotten Oscars for.
Yeah, he's been overlooked, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Always nominated, but never.
Always nominated,
Yeah.
but
never.
never picked.
Never
Yeah.
appreciated.
But yeah,
always
with-
nominated
And with
never
Joaquin
nominated.
Phoenix, he's
Always accommodated, but never nominated.
yeah. But with Joaquin Phoenix, it's
Yeah, you can see him playing the
interesting
Joker.
'cause
He looks like the Joker
like-
type.
Yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix,
you can see
like,
it.
Yeah.
basically, like
Because he kind of has that Heath Ledger look
Yeah,
about
he
him.
has that look.
Yeah.
Like you can see it, like in Gladiator. He
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
He was he went psycho
Yeah,
just so he can beat.
Are you not entertained?
Maximus.
Yeah. And then Walk the Line when he played Johnny Cash.
He's just a good actor.
I haven't seen that movie.
Joaquin Phoenix.
It's actually a very good movie.
He's a very, very good
Like-
actor. I'm not gonna say he's better than Leo, but he might be better for this.
Yeah.
Leo's just a good actor. I mean, because he has a range.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like about. I like actors that can just play different characters. Like
Yeah.
not just play this one character. Play some characters you never would think they would be able to play. And I think Leonardo DiCaprio. I like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Departed. Have you ever seen The Departed?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that guy, man. His part was emotional. I like his emotions in that.
Yeah.
Like, and Matt Damon in that shit was fucking dope too.
Yeah.
Matt Damon is a very good actor, man.
Shoot, what was that other movie?
God.
Was he in-
Django Unchained?
Oh yeah. I forgot. Yeah,
Yeah.
And Leo was in that movie. Right?
Yeah, it was.
yeah.
Like,
Candyman, wasn't he?
but he came in like so late into the movie where I didn't even expect him to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You like Leonardo
I was watching
Yeah, but, like-
Django, and then I was saying
No, like,
Leo
he
just came
got
out.
so
I'm
into
like,
that character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, where did Leo come from? I wasn't expecting him. to
They
be
all did a great job. Man.
Yeah,
Jamie
it's
Foxx,
fantastic.
Samuel Jackson, like they all did a great job on that movie, man. It's just crazy, man. It's
Oh,
one of-
shoot, if they just stopped giving a fuck, Samuel L. Jackson could be a Joker too.
I don't know about that.
just be a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, but. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I would not want to see him play the Joker. Let me just
No.
say that. I'm trying to. I'm not gonna do that.
What I want, and I said this in a podcast stream I had. I said, I just want DC to get their shit together.
Yeah, me too.
Before
Man, I wanna see a good
before
movie.
they do like just take a minute and sit down and like just focus, and then make these movies.
Yeah.
I want you to do me because I never did memes before, and this is I never did them, but I was like, oh, this is gonna be perfect. I want to use it for everything when people say something stupid
Uh-huh.
and everything, and this would be perfect time to use it for
All right. What is it?
for DC. I want you to have the Star Wars one.
Uh-huh.
Remember when Rey was putting her hand on the ground and he was like, breathe,
Uh-huh.
just breathe. That's what I want, man. I like every time someone yells, I'm like, I want that meme to be like,
Yeah.
breathe. Remember on that commercial when he's like, just breathe.
I'm gonna try to make that happen.
Yeah. If you could do that, I think that's Mark Hamill saying that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm like, yo, it's dope. I'm like, I want to have it. I want to save it on my phone. I want to use it for everything. Remember, Jay came that up. That's copyright. It's right here on video. Anybody trademark it? I got to talk to me. Ricky Bobby.
Since you brought up Star Wars, you saw the Solo trailer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like the Solo trailer.
I love everything
I
about
was
Solo.
I like the
surprised.
Solo. Me too.
I was literally surprised.
I was on the fence
actually,
about.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I was on
Yeah,
the
me
fence
too. I
about
was
it.
like-
People were worried because there was no trailer coming out yet. and
Yeah,
it was,
you know,
and it's
I
coming
liked
out
it.
in May.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love everything about it. I like the
Yeah.
characters, the look of it. You know,
Yeah. I'm
Except
still a little
for
iffy on the
fucking-
guy that they cast as Han Solo.
yeah,
That's what
But-
that's what she said too, right?
yeah.
But
But the movie as a whole looks like it's gonna be pretty
Yeah.
good.
yeah,
I don't get my hopes up, but
me neither.
Disney kind of got my hopes up with Solo.
Well, Disney's doing that thing. I mean, they don't
Yeah.
really mess up like that.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Which is why it's so surprising that I feel so wrong about the guy playing Solo.
Ron Howard, though, it's Ron Howard.
I know, but
Richie Cunningham.
like you look at the shot. Like I have it right here. I'll probably put it up. Of what's his name?
The guy playing him,
The guy playing
playing Solo.
Gambino. What's his name?
Oh, Danny Glover.
Oh, Childish Gambino.
Danny
Child-
Glover.
Yeah, Danny Glover.
Danny Glover. The smirk he has on this picture is literally Lando right there.
Because that was good
Which one?
typecasting. That was good casting. Excuse me. I think this is it. Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Lando.
Yeah.
You see, and that's what I mean. Like just that smirk right there, bam, Lando. I don't see a moment like that for Han Solo
Yeah.
in the trailer.
Well, we know Han Solo is a cocky, arrogant,
Right.
You know, like
But he doesn't like. I don't
Smart
see
ass.
that in the trailer.
did he switch to guys?
No, it's the same. It's the same guy who was casted originally for him. But I mean, we'll see. Especially with a character like Han Solo, dude. Like it's
Yeah, you don't want to mess it
it's
up.
Han Solo.
Han Solo.
And then, keeping with Star Wars, J.J. Abrams announces the script for Star Wars Episode 8 is complete.
And they're gonna start filming in July.
So right on the
Let's. I mean, hopefully it works out.
yeah, hopefully it works out.
I don't know. Let's just see. This last Star Wars could have been a little bit better. I don't like how they got rid of Snoke so quick and easy.
Yeah, no, I was.
I kind of didn't mind it.
I liked it. I liked it, but I seemed like he would have put up more of a fight.
He probably.
He was
should've-
clouded by his arrogance.
Yeah.
The forces.
Because he totally was saying, is like, oh, I can see every move. Like, he was so cocky about it
Yeah.
that he missed the fact that Kylo
Was clouding his.
was. Not that he was so sure that he wasn't going to kill him that he missed the fact that he was killing him. Because every move he's talking about, he's doing, he just didn't realize he was doing it to him, to Snoke. Because he's saying, I can see you, what was it, picking up your lightsaber. I don't remember the exact line. But every move he's doing, except he's doing it to Snoke. And at that point, I think he underestimates,
Something.
Kylo
Killing
Ren.
down his enemy.
and the fact that when he tells him, that he betrayed, like he basically betrayed him, because he told him, oh, I knew your weakness, I played into your weakness, basically. And at that moment, Kylo Ren is like almost want to prove himself, like, okay, you think I'm weak? Then, I don't know.
Yeah, Kylo Ren. I mean,
That's how I see it.
Yeah, I gotta figure out like what they were trying to do in that scene That's when he walked in there, and he set up Ray and had Ray in there, correct?
Well, he set up Kylo
Yeah.
to reach out to Rey, like knowing that he would do that, and knowing that they would, you know, like I said, praying to his weakness, you know, that this situation would happen.
Yeah, he was creating. He was the one that was creating a channel for them to talk.
Yeah.
Wow.
I still think they could have done a little more with Snoke, mainly because of how powerful he actually was.
That's what I was thinking. Like he's so powerful.
You think like he'd be the one guy that lasts throughout the entire like trilogy, and like they just kill him off like a bitch. Hate
Yeah.
to say it, but
No, it's not the only movie that happened on.
yeah, no, but like, I don't know. It sucks, but it still kind of feels right.
Yeah.
But it's also speaking to how powerful Kylo is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, and it's kind of like it makes sense, you know. He's because of his heritage.
He's almost like the Killmonger character
Yeah,
in that sense. You know what I mean? He wants to start over. He doesn't like their traditional ways.
right. Yeah,
Mhm.
and by the way, that's the whole theme in the movie is, you know, not going through the old ways, resetting, you know.
Yeah.
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 I think we'll. Well, no, I'll mention this last thing. Rick and Morty, Szechuan sauce. It's coming back. I actually posted something on IG. You can go check it out.
That's Spoon_Fools.
Yep. Rumors having it that it might be coming back as soon as I think it was the 28th. McDonald's posted something on their Twitter account, kind of giving like a preview or a sneak, saying the Szechuan saga was unreal. Our story makes it more than the podcast series. Szechuan returns 2/26. Oh shit! There's another tweet. This was today.
Wait a
Oh
minute,
crap!
26?
Yeah.
22nd.
So they tweeted this today, February 22nd. Szechuan sauce returns 2/26.
Okay.
That's what, Monday?
Yeah, it's coming
Yeah.
right up. Yeah. 4 days.
20 million cups spread across all U.S. So basically, this time they're not fucking it up.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, let's see if they actually.
See, why not just make this like a month-long thing though, instead of like a couple days?
Well,
Well,
they haven't said that it's not just a couple of days. It could be here to stay.
we'll see.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully it is, because I know once people start getting a taste for that Szechuan sauce, they're not gonna want it to just go away, because that public stuff it's not as good.
Got
I
some
like how
Szechuan glaze for you.
you can tell that Choopy over here went on a mission to find Szechuan glaze.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Me and the Badger
Sounds
did.
like he was. Sounds
we
like he
went
was,
on a mission.
Sounds like he was disappointed in his
Granted, we
results.
only went to that one
I
McDonald's.
mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but it's not the McDonald's Szechuan sauce.
What's funny is that we work with it every day.
Man, that's what I can get you some Szechuan.
It ain't
Szechuan.
McDonald's, but
I still gotta come by you guys.
all right. Well,
One day.
I think that's it for today, guys.
Okay.
It's a good first 2018 podcast.
I think so.
Any other inputs at the end?
I wish Lou was here because I really wanted to get his opinion
Yeah.
on Black Panther.
The
He's
Black
the first person I
Panther.
called about Black Panther. He was the first person I actually spoke with about Black Panther, by the way. Because I called him, spoke with him on the phone about it. So
Yeah, you told me.
I think-
Also, he said he finally watched Blade Runner 2049
what was his?
and he loved it.
Okay.
So it's something else to talk about the following podcast.
Yeah, I love Blade Runner. You know I love Blade Runner 24. I don't know why it didn't get the proper respect that it deserved. Altered Carbon is like, I mean, the way the cities look is like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what they compare it to. It's a Blade Runner series.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It definitely looks like Blade Runner.
All right, guys. That's it for today. As always, thanks for watching.
Damn, I thought you were gonna play with it. I was trying to make it sound like the audio got cut off and everything. Nah, that's a.
We already did that.
No, but we could do it at the end, bro. Like, see, you always bring back a running joke from the beginning to the end, so you don't forget. And then they remember last minute, and then it's like, I remember they did that,
Sounds like
Well,
somebody's connecting the dots.
I mean, sometimes you can do the same joke, but sometimes
Yeah.
Auntie Jay doing it.
I wasn't looking at it until that's why I wasn't even
I was gonna reiterate it, and Jay just made a sound. Okay, and then all right.
follow us on Spoonfuls
Spoon_fools
at IG.
at IG.
Go get that Szechuan
Get
glaze.
that Szechuan glaze. Let us know how it is. We'll let you know how it is if we do find it.
Such glaze, not just glaze. Such glaze.
Maybe next podcast we'll be eating Szechuan sauce on the podcast.
Maybe we will.
Fast for like
Let's make it happen.
I'm
As
curious.
as much as they're allowed to give us.
I was about to say, like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a limited amount, like one per customer.
All right, so that
That's
means
right.
each of us are gonna have to go up to the drive-through window or inside and get as much as we can.
Or we just like drive to multiple McDonald's that same
Yeah.
day and get one of each.
Go to your closest McDonald's and
I know of at least 5 McDonald's I can go to. That's 5
Yeah.
Szechuan glazes already, at least one per customer.
Yep.
I'll eat one for myself, and then I'll bring the rest for the Spooncast. You guys gotta do the same. That way we have a whole bundle.
Got you.
And then from here, we'll let people know, hey man, it's $1 per Szechuan glaze. We can seriously, if you want to unlock people to get the Szechuan glaze,
we'll put it.
we have a whole batch for you, limited quantity, as you can see. We'll put it in the link. We'll put it on IG. Just send it.
We'll do a giveaway. A
There you go.
Szechuan.
We'll do a giveaway. Why not? Now we just gotta find a reason for it to give it away for it. So, anyways, yeah, whoever drops the best comments on the Spoonfuls will get 1 Szechuan glaze.
Wow, you're committing to this already. Okay,
That's the way to get them.
Yeah, man, you gotta do the likes. You know how like they do it on IG. You gotta
no,
follow
they
a
do
couple of
do
rules.
it. They do it. Yeah.
You gotta like the last post, write best comments, and then write so and so, blah, say blah. You finish all these rules. Then you gotta follow us, and then you gotta follow our individual pages,
And
and
then
like
you got-
at least 3 of our pictures on our individual pages.
Then you gotta write.
Screenshot it, submit it to Spoonfuls. Once it's been completed,
Send
we can
us a
confirm.
handwritten letter to PO Box.
Your mother's maiden name.
This guy.
I like that.
Send us your mother's maiden
sounds
name
like.
With
and,
a picture.
Guys,
and the high school
News.
you went to.
Newsflash, you all aren't getting that session. It's for us and only us.
Comment Szechuan sauce per
Letter by letter.
That's
Oh yeah,
it.
type Szechuan. That should be the ultimate one. Type Szechuan. No, it's gonna be too easy. Like what the first person.
Whoever
does-
misspells it is automatically disqualified.
No, you didn't say it right. Disqualified.
I don't like what you got. Please like,
share.
And subscribe.
subscribe.
We were suck as a barbershop quartet.
Vagina.
Yeah, I needed. I was thinking of an icebreaker.
That'll get him. You ain't nothing but a no good rubber back.
I like that.
Why does that sound so insulting?